She once said, "I'll never leave you." And I believed her because when you love someone deeply, you don't question promises. You just hold on to them like truth. Her name was Sara. Soft smile, gentle voice, eyes that once looked at me like I was her whole world. But love, I have learned, can change faster than the seasons. She left me not because I did something wrong, but because someone else made her feel something new. And in her mind, new meant better. I remember the day she walked away. She didn't cry. She didn't hesitate. She just said, "I'm sorry. I've met someone." I didn't even know how to respond. You don't prepare for betrayal from the one you do anything for. I just stood there, silent, as she packed her love and handed it to someone else. He was charming, confident, exciting, everything I apparently wasn't anymore. And as she walked out that door, she smiled as if she was walking toward happiness, not away from it. For weeks, I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, couldn't understand how someone who used to call me her home could suddenly find comfort in another man's arms. I scrolled through her posts, her new pictures with him, her laughter, her captions about finally finding peace. And it hurt, seeing her glow with the same smile that once belonged to me. People told me, time heals everything, but time doesn't heal what you don't let go of. So I stopped checking her life and started fixing mine. I turned my pain into purpose. Every sleepless night became a reason to work harder. Every heartbreak turned into discipline. Every memory became motivation. And slowly, I started changing, not for her, but for myself. My confidence came back. My focus sharpened. My world started expanding again, without her in it. And one day, the pain that used to define me stopped hurting. Then, out of nowhere, life played its favorite game, karma. Months later, I heard she wasn't with him anymore. He left her. No explanations. No goodbyes, just gone. Just like she once left me. People told me she was different now, that she doesn't smile like she used to, that she keeps to herself, that she finally understood what she threw away. And when I heard that, I didn't feel revenge. I felt peace, because life had just proven something I didn't need to say myself. When you betray real love for temporary excitement, you always end up empty. A few weeks later, she reached out. "Hey, I know I have no right, but can we talk?" I stared at that message for a long time. The same hands that once shook typing her name now felt steady, calm. Part of me wanted to ignore it. Another part wanted to know why. So I replied, simply, "Sure." We met at a quiet cafe, the same one where we used to sit for hours, dreaming of a life together. She walked in looking different, not worse, but smaller. Her eyes, once full of confidence, now carried the weight of regret. "Hi," she said softly. "Hey," I replied. She took a deep breath. "I know I hurt you. I thought he was what I needed, but he wasn't you." I looked at her for a long moment. It was strange, hearing those words I used to beg to hear. But now, they meant nothing. "You didn't just lose me," I said quietly. "You lost the version of me who would have forgiven." Her eyes filled with tears. "I made a mistake." I nodded. "You made a choice, and that's the difference. Mistakes are accidents. Choices are decisions." She tried to explain how he wasn't loyal, how he made her feel replaceable, how she realized too late what real love actually looks like. But I wasn't there to console her. I was there to close the chapter I'd already outgrown. When we finished our coffee, she said, "You've really changed." I smiled. "No," I said. "I just stopped waiting for people who don't value what they have." She left for him, thinking she'd found better. But he left her too, showing her that better isn't always real. And me? I didn't win because she lost. I won because I learned. I learned that love doesn't need chasing. It needs choosing every single day. And the person who stops choosing you isn't worth your heartbreak. Now, when I look back, I don't feel bitterness. I feel gratitude because her leaving was the very thing that pushed me to rebuild. She was my heartbreak, but also my awakening dot. And when people ask, would you ever take her back? I smile and say, why would I go back to pain I already healed from? These days, she watches from a distance. She sees the man she once had, now stronger, calmer, wiser. She sees the glow that comes when you finally make peace with what broke you. And deep down, she knows she didn't just lose a lover. She lost a man who would have loved her through anything. But I'm not that man anymore. She left for him, but he left her to dot, and I didn't need revenge. Life already handled that for me. All I did was rebuild, quietly, patiently, beautifully, and that's how I won.